There's another one, another so-called documentary that is coming out. I'll get to that in a second. It's about his wife, Melania. Now, the other announcement that was made at this circle jerk at Mar-a-Lago on Saturday was about a Trump film that was made by, wait for it, Fox Sewer. Right, the Fox Sewer made this. The filming had begun, according to the Orange Bastard, on a documentary about Melania. And she's listed as the executive producer. And as Daily Kos pointed out, that poses some questions about its credibility and dedication to neutrality and transparency. Oh, come on. With Trump, I mean, my great respect for Daily Kos, and I understand why they're asking the question. They're asking it ironically. More likely, this film about the bitch is going to be blatant propaganda and another project to get money from the Trump cult. Millions upon millions. It'll be another effort by this filthy son of a bitch Trump to extract money out of the pockets of his followers, just like the Christian televangelists, just like those filthy pigs do, constantly getting money. Oh, Jesus needs your $20 bill. Well, Jesus really needs $500, but we'll take 20. Oh, my God. Now, according to Kos, what Fox News didn't bother to report was that Melania, or the picture about Melania, the biography being made about Melania, is being directed by a rapist named, he's not been convicted, of course, but I use the term anyway, a guy named Bruce Ratner. The Associated Press reports this about Ratner, quote, "This marks the first project that Ratner has directed since he was accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women, including actor Olivia Munn, in the early days of the hashtag MeToo reckoning in November of 2017. So, end quote. So there you have it. Somebody accused of God only knows what, sexual misconduct. What is that? Inserting your fingers, if you're a white male bastard, into the vagina of a woman? Well, that's not rape, Mike. So it is very appropriate, isn't it, for a Trump family affair, that it dovetails perfectly with Trump's own reported sexual misconduct that includes his being ordered to pay more than $80 million because of his defamation of E. Jean Carroll. This is after the, this is, he's ordered to pay $5 million, and then he kept shooting off his fucking little tiny mouth, and he got another $80 million by a jury awarded against him. And also, the Orange Bastard's 34 felony convictions for falsifying financial records, commonly known as the hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. And, of course, there's a lot more where all of that came from. But it should provide, someday there's going to be a film made about this son of a bitch. So there's an abundance of material for future documentaries. And wouldn't you hope that eventually we would get one that was accurate and factual? I don't care about a documentary. I just want this son of a bitch not to assume power in 2 weeks. I want him to realize that he would have more fun just being the scum bastard that he is. Oh, no, that's ridiculous, Malloy. Trump needs to be president to prove that he was right all along, that he is the Messiah. And these Christian assholes in this country who voted him into office, he has to reward them for their dedication. Oh, my God. Now, regarding that biopic, that documentary about Melania Trump, and Amazon is going to be selling it. of course. The Wall Street Journal is among the news outlets that on Sunday, yesterday, reported that Amazon's Prime Video streaming service has officially, quote, licensed what it said was a documentary about former and future First Lady Melania Trump, end quote. This documentary, this cockamamie documentary, is expected to be released in the second half of 2025, according to the Wall Street Journal. And when the Journal made that announcement, it was met with just avalanches of ridicule. Here's some of the ridicule. John Cooper, who's a former Long Island campaign chair for former President Barack Obama, this is what he said when this news was released by Amazon. He said, quote, I'd rather stick needles in my eyes, oh, Jesus, than watch the upcoming film about Melania Trump's life, which Melania herself will be executive producing. How about you? Then here's another quote. These appeared on Blue Sky, I think, or on X. A self-described political junkie named Russell Drew said, quote, I assume that any biography or documentary about Melania Trump's life will be listed under fiction or the adults only section, end quote. And then he added this, quote, she's really not all that interesting. She was a model who married a rich guy 25 years her senior. I don't really care. Do you? End quote. That last part being a reference to that horrible fucking quote that Melania wrote, or the quote that Melania wore, on which was written, I don't really care. Do you? Remember that bitch? I can't stand her. I don't know which one of these two clowns, this gruesome twosome, that disgusts me more. Well, no, Melania comes in second. Anyway, The Intellectualist online, it's an online news source, they noted that, quote, the film's director has been accused of sexual assault by multiple Hollywood figures, end quote. Former prosecutor Ron Filipkowski posted this, quote, who will play Melania in her Amazon Life movie, end quote. I have some ideas. Then the novelist and playwright Paul Rudnick, whose plays have been produced on and off Broadway, said, quote, Melania is executive producing a documentary on her life for Amazon? Will that documentary include scenes of her getting into limos, narrowing her eyes, giving a poor person all of Ivanka's clothes, being greeted with a musical number at Deutsche Bank, or her almost reading a book? Jesus Christ. I wonder if the documentary is going to reference her time as a escort, her time as a nude porn player, her time as a model who loved to show her privates to anybody who cared to take a look, which is what attracted the orange bastard, obviously. Jesus Christ, I'm talking about the once and future First Lady of the United States and her Nazi husband. This is just so fucking insane to be sitting here in the North Georgia mountains looking at the storms that are brewing and blowing through the trees out here, causing this little old studio to shake, rattle, and roll. And I'm talking about a disgusting couple of Nazis and their Nazi sympathizers and the beasts that are going to be put back in office to destroy this country coming up in 2 weeks. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. The Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.